हरि ओम् नमः सर्वेभ्यः। अद्वैत चिन्तनवर्गे सर्वेषां स्वागतम्। ॐ नमो ब्रह्मादिभ्यो ब्रह्मविद्यासम्प्रदायकर्तृभ्यो वंश ऋषिभ्यो महद्भ्यो नमो गुरुभ्यः। वक्रतुण्ड महाकाय सूर्यकोटिसमप्रभ निर्विघ्नं कुरु मे देव सर्वकार्येषु सर्वदा। शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। श्री गुरुदेवे नमः। ॐ मौनव्याख्या प्रकटितः परब्रह्मतत्त्वं युवानम् वर्षिष्ठान्ते वसदृशिगणैरावृतं ब्रह्मनिष्ठैः आचार्येन्द्रं करकलितचिन्मुद्रमानन्दमूर्तिम् स्वात्मा रामं मुदितवदनं दक्षिणामूर्तिमीडे वडविडवि समीपे भूमिभागे निषण्णं सकलमुनिजनानां ज्ञानदातारमादात् त्रिभुवनगुरुमीशं दक्षिणामूर्तिदेवं जननमरणदुःखच्छेददक्षं नमामि। चित्रं वडतरोर्मूले वृद्धा शिष्या गुरोस्तु मौनं व्याख्यानं शिष्यास्तु छिन्न संशयाः निधये सर्वविद्यानां विषजे भवरोगिणां गुरवे सर्वलोकानां दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ॐ नमः प्रणवार्ताय शुद्धज्ञानैकमूर्तये निर्मलाय प्रशान्ताय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। चिदोत्खनाय महेशाय वडमूलनिवासिने सच्चिदानन्दरूपाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। विश्वं दर्पणदृश्यमाननगरी तुल्यं निजान्तर्गतम् पश्यन्नात्मनि मायया बहिरिवोद्भूतं यदा निद्रया यत्साक्षात् कुरुते प्रबोधसमये स्वात्मानमेवाद्वयम् तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। बीजस्यान्तरिवाङ्गुतो जगदिदं प्राङ्निर्विकल्पं पुनः मायाकल्पितदेशकालकलना वैचित्र्यचित्रीकृतम् मायावीव विजृम्भयत्यपि महायोगी वयस्वेच्छया तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। यस्यैव स्फुरणं सदात्मकमसत्कल्पात्तकं भासते साक्षात् तत्त्वमसीति वेदवचसा यो बोधयत्ताश्रितान् यत्साक्षात्करणात् भवेन्न पुनरावृत्तिर्भवाम्भोनितौ तस्मै श्रीगुरुमूर्तये नम इदं श्रीदक्षिणामूर्तये। So we have been discussing about this stotra. Yasyaiva spuranam sadatmakam asatkalpartakam vasate sakshat tattvamasiti vedavachasa yo bodhayat ashritan bodhayati ashritan yat sakshat karanat bhaved na punaravrittihi bhavambo nidau Tasmai Shri Gurumurtaye Namaidam Shri Dakshinamurtaye. Basically, the Tattvamasi the Veda Vachasa. By understanding what is the Tattvamasi in the import of the Tattvamasi through the Veda Vak, Ya Bodhayati Ashritan, and one who is dependent through the usage of the bodha or the understanding, who uses the Sattvamasi Vedasa. What does the Sattvamasi Vedasa says? Yasyaiva spuranam sadatmakam asatkalpartakam vasate. Yasyaiva spuranam. That spuranam, or the effulgence or the light of knowledge, Sat Atmakam, which is in the nature of Sadatmakam, asatkalpartakam vasate, is being understood or is being experienced as asat due to kalpartakam, due to the imagination. Yet sakshat karanat, the moment we have the understanding of bhavet, will not happen, na punaravatti, will not go back into the state of maya again or the asalpartakam state again. But that is in the form of bhavambonito, is the ocean of sorrows and happiness or multitude which we are experiencing as the Jagat. Jagat kalpartakam bhavambonito is the second. How you have to make the Anvaya. So we have seen that in the sloka still now. How does the Tattvamasi Veda work, or the Tattvamasi work is Ekata Bodham, Aikya Bodham, the Atma Jivano Aikyam Kadam. How does it happen is was explained. Now from this 25th month Vartikam, what does it say? Atman, which is identified with the body, is due to the ignorance. So, Dehendriya Mano Buddhi Prana Sankara Sampatau Atma Sankalana Atnehi Atmatvam Pratipadyate Vannidhi Kashtalohadau Vanni Sankalanativa. Vannidhi, the knowledge of the fire in the kashta, means in the wood, firewood, or loha, in the iron ball or the iron piece in the thing. We are attributing the fire in the name and shape of the what you call the wood or the metal which is getting heated up by the fire. Vanni Sankalana Diva. Yes, just is because it is the mix-up of the presence of fire felt through the metal or the wood. We are seeing the fire in the shape of the wood or the metal. Fire by itself doesn't have any shape or any particular attribute with which you can say this thing. Suppose if it is a ball type of metal, then the fire will look like a ball type. If it is like a strap or a flat piece, the fire in the flat piece will look like the flat and long. Same way in the shape of the wood, whether it is crooked or straight or depending upon the shape of the wood, the vanni or the fire will look like that. In the same way, Deha Indriya Mano Buddhi Prana Sankara Sampadav. Deha, Indriya, Deha means physical body, Indriya, sense organs, Mano Buddhi, mind and intellect, Prana, Ahankara. Prana is the vital air and Ahankara is the ego. Sampadav, mixed up with all those things in the body, Atma Sankalanad Atnehi. Just as iron became red hot and appeared to be a fire, same way, due to the presence of Atma inside in the body, Atnehi, those who cannot differentiate between the fire, is due to the presence of the loha is looking like fire or the metal is looking like fire, is because of the presence of the fire inside in which it was heated up. Same way, the Atmatvam, that I am the body, I am the one, because Atma Buddhi, that I am the body, my Indriya is my limitation, my mind is because of which I am getting happy and sorrow, my Buddhi is with which I think I know and I experience all those things, and Prana, because of that I feel that I am alive and I have a birth and a death. And the ahankara, because due to the body, I say this is mine, this is me, this is related to me. All the relationship with the ahankara, all those things, pradipadyate, is being superimposed or is being told by who? The Atne, the ignorant people. Atman's manifestation in the five koshas. Now, here we saw that Dehendriya, Mano, Buddhi, Prana, Samhara, Ankara, Sampado. Now that is being explained in each of these mantras in the coming mantras. Deham Annamayam Kosham Koshamavishya Atma Prakashyate. Deham Annamayam Koshamavishya Atma Prakashyate. Stulaha Balaha Krishaha Krishnaha Varnashrama Vikalpavan. Now, Deham Annamayam, this body which we are now thinking to be what we are, is nurtured and brought up and nothing but the food we have been consuming from the womb onwards. It is the body is nothing but in the transformation of the food which we have been. That is called the Annamaya. That is assuming that as a kosha means as a sheep, is the body as a sheep. Avishya Atma, when the Atma is in presenting through the body, Prakashate, when it is being experienced through the body, then the qualities of the body is attributed to the Atma. So then I say, I am fat, I am a child, I am a lean person, I am dark, or I have the Varnashrama, that is Brahmacharyam, Garhasthyam, Vanaprastham, Sannyasam, all those is Varnashrama. Vikalpavan is the Vikalpa or the imagination of onto the superimposed onto the Atma because of Deha Tadatmyam. I think I am the body, therefore Annamayam, which is nothing but an Annamayam, nurtured and nourished and polished and growing and decaying due to the presence of Anna or the food which we have been consuming. That is nothing but a layer. But identification because of that with the Atma, we attribute our, whatever the body is, I am fat, I am white, I am black, I am American, I am Indian, all those things which we attribute to the body is because of that mix up of the identity between thinking that I am the body. Prana koshopi jivami kshudito asmi pipasita samsito nischito manye iti kosho manomaye. Prana koshopi, in living in the prana kosha or in the vital layer, using the white layer, aham jivami, I am living. Aham shuditaha, mean I am getting, I am hungry. Aham pipasitaha, I am one, I have got thirst, I have got hunger, and I am living. All because of the identification with the pranamaya kosha. Pranamaya kosha is nothing but the white layers which are performing in the annamaya kosha. Samsido nischito manye iti koshe manomaye. Doubt and affirmation, these are the two things which is used in the manye, by the mind, is the reason of manomaya. And then when I see, I am now I am sure about it, or I have a doubt about it, all those things I have, or I am having a doubt, or I am confirming, or I have an affirmation on that. All these things is that of the manomaya. Just as when I am saying that because the prana is in function, I said I am living, and because of the prana which I am getting the hunger because of the pancha prana, vipasa, bubuksha, all those things are being attributed that it's mine. But that is of the kosha or the sheath on which it is operating. Vijnanamayo koshasto vijanamidi tishtati. Vijnanamaya koshostaha vijnanamidi tishtati. Anandamaya koshakhe to ahankara purakrite punyai rupasana vidhischa sukhito asmi iti modate. Now here comes the Vijnanamaya Anandamaya koshas being explained. Vijnanamaya koshastha, this Atma, when it is functioning through the Vijnanamaya kosha or the intellect, buddhi, Vijanamiti, I am knowing about it. I have the logic to understand it. Eva tishtati, iti tishtati, like that it is appearing to be that. Anandamaya kosha ke, by what is known as Anandamaya kosha or the deep sleep state, or where the nothing but Ananda is there, to ahankare purakrita, that is the state where the ego, not even identifying it, but yet you are not left that ideation of the individuality. Because in the Anandamaya, that is still identifying with the individuality and remaining there. And based on the punya, rupa, rasana, bhihi, all those that, the actions and the fruits of the action, sukhitaha asmi iti modate. I am enjoying these results of the action of all the five koshas. Annamaya kosha, when it is doing something, the effect of the cause and effect of that is, you are attributing it is mind. Pranamaya kosha, you are attributing to mind. Manavamaya kosha, you are attributing it. Vijnanamaya, you are attributing it. And even Anandamaya, I had a good sleep or I knew nothing, when that's existing, that I which is there is still not the Atma, but the ego, which is not the ego by ahankara, but aham iti bodha. Iti eva, that is by I-ness, which is there in the deep sleep, is still the appearance of the individuality. So all those koshas, functions are attributed onto Atma, like the presence of fire, a loha or a metal becomes red hot and the shape of the metal. Same way, the presence of Atma in all the five koshas, we feel that I am the one which is being done, that the activity of the body being superimposed of the activity of body as the activity of Atma. Evam kunchukita koshaihi kunchukairiva panjabihi parichinna iva bhati vyaptovi parameshwara. In the five kunchubihi, panjabi kunchubihi iva. So 5 sheets are there, like 5 garments which we are wearing, one top of the other, from the inner garments to the external one. 5 thing is what is that? Anandamaya, Vijnanamaya, Manomaya, Pranamaya, Annamaya, the external one. With all these koshas, even though it's parichinna iva bhati, Atma is appearing to be limited because of the association. Vyaptovi is Parameshwara, even though it is Sarvavyapi. It is nowhere you can limit itself, its presence. It is just like that space. When it is identified with the size of the pot, whatever we fill in the pot, we feel that space is that is of the space is being used by the liquid or the grain which we are storing in it. Actually speaking, the space is neither stored inside nor outside. Even the pot remains in the space. Sarvavyapi, it is there everywhere. But due to the association of the shape and the body of the pot, we feel that the water has got a shape. Or if it is a glass, we think the water has the shape of a glass. Or if it is in the shape of a, in a tube, we feel the water has the shape of a tube. All those things are being attributed due to the upadhi. So this pancha kunchukaihi are kamchukai. 5 layers of sheets: Anamaya, Pranamaya, Annamaya, Pranamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya is the 5 sheets onto which we identify ourselves, and we feel that and the activities of the 5 sheets, we feel that is what we are seeing, that whether happy or sorrow or hunger or the thing, happiness, sorrow, hungry, and then the limitations of that, this is mine, and the relationship which we deal with to the body is all due to the association, thinking that we are limited. Actually, the Atma is Jivatma, Tadattvamasi, Jivatma, Paramatma, Aikyamasti. It is one and the same. But it appears to be as a Jivatma because of the association with the bodies. Yadha Salilam Ivavishya Bahuda Bhadi Bhaskara Tada Shariranyavishya Bahuda Surati Ishvara. Yatha, just as Salila Mavishya, the reflection of the Bhaskara and the sun in the different water bodies, Bahuda Bhadi, we appear that there are many suns in it. There is a reflected sun in the pot, the reflected sun in the lake, reflected sun in the water, in the well, reflected sun in the drainage, or wherever you have that, the Salila Mavishya, wherever you are seeing the reflection. The reflection of sun is that, so we say the sun is different, multi suns are there. Same way, Tada, Sharirani Avishya. Like the many bodies, when the Atma, Parameshwara Sarvagataha, it is a Sarvajna Sarvagataha Vibhuhu. All those things is all pervading and everything. When it is appearing as if presented through the bodies, many bodies like animal body, bird body, human body, plant body, star, planet, anything. Bahuda Spurati Ishvara. That, where the Tattvamasi, in that, what the word uses, Tat, or that Sat. That Sat or Ishvara, Parameshwara, is the one which is looking as if it is appearing to be limited by the body. Just as the size of the sun, even though cannot be contained in the reflection of the pot, but because it is getting reflected through the pot, we feel the sun is only of that size. Same way, Sharirasya, whichever, if it is a bird, we think that bird is the life. That if it is an elephant, we think that the size of the elephant is the size of the Jiva, the Atma or Jiva. So it is the body which is appearing to be multitude, not the Ishvara which is there all pervading, like one sun itself appearing in many of the bodies. Jiva and Ishvara, one in essence. Now the Jivatmano Aikyam, Tadatvam Asi. Now Asi means both are one is being explained. So the Asi word is being explained here. So in the beginning, Tat, what is the Tat has been explained. Now in this 25 to 31 we saw that the Panchakosha Viveka, because of which that which we think as Tvam or I am that. So now Tat and Tvam is being resolved into Asi as one and the same. Karanatvam cha karyatvam tadastham lakshanam tayoho. Shakhayam chandra iva. Chandra iti iva. Iti vanneva. Itivat eva. Itivat eva mukhyamidam matam. Mukhyamidam vadam. Karanatvam cha karyatvam. The cause and the result. Tadastha lakshanam tayoho. They speak as the cause and effect as an attribute. Now, actually speaking, we'll come to this. Shakhayam chandra itiva iti. It should be dirgha iti. Itivat. Na eva. Itivanneva mukhyamidam matam. So, here what happens? When the moon is being shown to a person, we say that, look, between just above the branch, the moon is sitting there in the sky. You can see that. So even though we may not use the word sky, that is what is called a Tadastha Lakshanam. Tadastha Lakshanam means it is not an attribute with which you can identify that the moon is never sitting on the branch of the tree. but the branch of the tree is accidental or is the Tadastha Lakshana, which is used to indicate the moon through the usage of the branch to identify the moon, which is much bigger than the tree and the branch and everything. Same way, Karanatvam, Karyatvam, these cause and effect which we are experiencing in our Jagat, in the world of our experience, is used as an accidental or in Tadastha Lakshana for indicating that Ishvara. So we should understand that this Karanatvam and Karyatvam, that is the cause and effect, is not the one with which it is being told that now identifying with the body, we are feeling that we are experiencing the body. So identification is being given as the cause, and the effect is that we are the body is the effect. Even that is only used as a indicative information for taking us beyond the body level. Like the moon being shown by showing the branch where the moon can be identified. Same way, that awareness, which is that experience through the 5 sheets of the body, like Annamaya, Manomaya, Vijnanamaya, Pranamaya or Anandamaya, all these 5 sheets, the effects are being now explained in the earlier Vartikas, where we said, no, I am Sukhi, I am Stula, Kusha, why am I white or black, or I am fat or thin, I am happy, sorrow, and I am living, I am going to be, I am from the Varnashrama, I have that, Brahmajari, Grihastha, Ashram. All those things are effect of the association with the body is why what is shown as Karanatvam, Karyatvam. That is not the reality. That is used as a Tadastha Lakshanam, just like the moon being identified through using the branch of a tree. That awareness or the moment of experiences of all experiences, whichever body you are associating with, is to be seen as beyond the body. Like the moon is beyond the branches. This is how it has to be understood. Mahaprakasha ityuktam surupam chandra lakshanam Satchidananda rupatvam surupam lakshanam tayo. Mahaprakasha surupam is like Chandra lakshanam. That this Mahaprakasha, this is the great awareness or the great light which is shining on everything, both inside and outside, is the Swarupam, is being identified to be seen like how the Chandra Lakshanam, for the identifying the moon, we use the branches as an indicator or an accidental location. Same way, that Satchidananda Swarupatvam, the Atma Swarupam is not limited by the Jiva Swarupam. The Jiva Swarupam is a Tadastha Lakshanam for a Mahaprakasha which is being experienced through that. Now this is where the reflection of the sun and reflection of the sun into the water or in the reflecting water is being shown in. Swarupam Lakshanam Tayoho. In both the cases, when the branch and the moon is being shown, as well as when the body's sentiency or Chaitanya or Chaitanyam is being seen, that is indicating of the Swarupa of the Atma, which is Satchidananda Swarupa. It is the nature of the Atma which is to be understood as the Satchidananda. So this is being used in the same way. We should understand that the body is used like the branches of a tree to indicate towards that effulgence of the moon. Same way the effulgence which is being we are feeling felt in the body through different apprehensions of or cognitions of the different functions of the different 5 sheets of the body. We should know it is indicating of the Mahaprakasha, that great awareness or the ultimate Satchidananda. Ekalakshanayur aikyam vakyena pratipadyate tasmad eka prakashatvam sarvatmatvam iti sthidam. Now, Ekalakshanayur aikyam. Ekalakshanayur aikyam vakyena pratipadyate. The unity of the two beings. Which are the two beings here? That the awareness which is functioning through the bodies, and that ultimate awareness which is the Mahaprakasha or the supreme knowledge or Satchidananda Swarupam, Tayor Aikyam Vakyena Pratipadyate, that is being told by the Tattvamasi Vakya. Just as that the reflection of the sunlight from the water and the sun, proper light of the sun, they are nothing but different because they are the same one. It is only the mistaken identity that it is a reflected light. The reflection of the light cannot by itself reflect without the sun being there. Same way, the Satchidananda, if it is not there, this body cannot be reflecting the awareness or the cognition of the body through the five sense organs. Tasmat eka prakashatvam. Therefore, there is only one awareness, and that is the Sarvatma. It is the same thing which is being reflected in the plants, planets, stars, sun, moon, birds, animals, human beings, ion molecules, and microbes, and bacteria, everywhere. This is how we have to understand that Tattvamasi word has to be understood in this form. One who has to apprehend, one who understands this and imbibes it as his reality. For him, there is bhavam bodhidau. There is no returning back to this delusion of I am the body. Deva iti tirdyang manushyanam prakashanna pratak sthitihi. Jiva prakasha binnat natvat sarva matya abhidiyate. Prakasha binnatvat sarvatmatyeti abhidiyate. Deva tirdyang manushyanam. The gods, tirdyang means which is the insects. Manushya is the human beings. Prakasha na prataksidi. There is no separate awareness or the separate jivatvam or the function of life in the deva or the insects or the human beings. There is no prataksidi. Jivaha prakasha bhinnatvat sarvatma itti abhidiyate. As the one light, Jiva is being, even though Jiva is same Sarvatma, because the identification with the Jiva, it is understood we are that separateness is felt. But in reality, Prakasha abhinnatvat. There is no separate Prakasha between the Jiva Prakasha and the Atma Prakasha. Therefore, Sarvatmatvam abhidiyate. Ones who know that the awareness of mind is the same awareness in everything which I am experiencing. Everyone is experiencing, whether it is living or sentient or insentient, doesn't matter. It all has that existence and awareness in one unity. There is no way you can measure and differentiate between this is more, this is less. If that is being done, it is only due to the Upadhi Vedas. We will say an elephant has a bigger body, so the life of elephant, the Atma in elephant is bigger than the elephant the size of an ant is small. So Brahmadi Stamba Paryanteshu, Brahmanda Pipiliganda Tanushu Prodha Jagat Sachini. So from the Brahma, the creator of the world, to the Pipiliganda, to the insignificant ant in the ground, Prodha Jagat Sachini, that one life or one essence is the one which is shining in all that. Jagat Sachini, in the form of witnessing all those things which are being thing. That awareness with which we know the Jagat or we know the world is nothing but that awareness which is there everywhere. The idea that I am separate is due to the misconception that I am limited by the body, Dehatma Bhava. Realization of Atman's unity leads to liberation. Now this is the last part of the mantra, stotra. Evam prakasha rupatva parijnane dhradikrite punaravrittihi ahidam kevalam kaivalyam padamasnute. When the conviction of this light is, prakasha rupatva parijnane, the nature of the prakasha, the nature of that awareness, dhradikrite, when it becomes a conviction that I am that, I am not the body, I am that awareness, and it is awareness with which I even feel that I exist. Once this becomes the conviction, it is the firm affirmation within the understanding. Punaravritti rahidam kaivalyam padamasnude. We reach to the state of kevalata bhava. Kaivalyam means none other than that. Nena nanasti kinchana. There is nothing other than that. That is kaivalyam. Kevalata bhava is a kaivalyam. Padamasnude. You reach that state of that there is nothing other than that eka prakasha rupatva parijnana. And that will make you punaravritti rahitam. Now, I have done a bit of thinking in this punaravritti rahitam, in which I want to share it with my own thinking way of it. Assuming that there is a pond in a village, the water which is coming to the pond in the rainy season is the reason with which we call the pond as a pond, and then there is an activity going on along with the pond because the pond comes into life. There is utility for the water, washing takes place, animals wash, or the cars, vehicles are washed or used for agriculture. All those activities using the pond is being done. Similar to when we take birth, the body is being used for many activity by us, the body, and by others. Because others also identify with our body, so they also get happiness. The parents get happiness when we are born. And then when we get family and things like that, we work and earn. It is something similar to the water of the pond. Our identity with the body, which is the low-lying area. Our body is like the low-lying area of the pond, into which water is being brought. So we get the life of the pond. The pond becomes live in the monsoon season. As the summer approaches, the water level goes down. Like how we approach the old age, the functions of the sense organs and the body withers away, and finally it becomes dry. The pond becomes no more pond. There is no water. So the body also, in our case also, our body drops dead. The body has no usage. The others bury it or cremate it or disposed of. Now the body is nothing but which has come from the mud, right from what the mother was eating from the womb stage to the delivery time, what it was fed by the mother, what she was eating. After that, the child starts eating, which is being fed to it. And the child, to the old age, we developed the body due to what it has been given from the earth as food. So that has gone back to that stage when our body was decomposed or cremated or buried. So what came from this thing, nothing has been brought in by us from anywhere. The awareness, when it starts functioning through the embryo or the womb thing, it assumes that particle of the earth which was there in the form of an egg in the mother, and then functions as an individual, and then the whole life comes. Same way, the water which came into the pond, when started collecting initially it comes very little. Then as the rain increases, the water body or the pond size becomes bigger, lake becomes bigger, and the utility for that starts acting. As the summer comes, it reduces. Same way our sense organs are weakened. Now, look from the point of view of the water, which is the reason why the pond became live. Now that water when evaporates, did it have any I-ness with it that I am the water of this pond, so that when I will come back again, I will get another body, or I will fall into another pond or another state or other country, and I will become another river or another ocean or anything? Does the water have any such thing to think about identifying with the body? No. It gets filled up, some other water, there is not the same water molecules are not the one which are thing. And the next monsoon, again the pond becomes alive, and another thing. That's the same way the mud which has cremated and gone into the mud has become a food, as a plant or a fertilizer, and comes back somebody else's body it becomes, and that same thing functions. This is what is called the punaravarti. So punaravarti rehitam kevalam padamastude. So where does the punaravarti rehita avastha? It is only when the water is being identified not as a pond but as a water in its purity. And the water by itself doesn't get dirty or never contaminated, because water always remains as water and is pure. All the dirt and contamination which comes, it leaves in the pond itself, because when it evaporates, it is not taking the dirt with it. That kevalata bhavam of water is the padam which is I am identifying with. This is how I would like to express the punaravarti rehitam kevalam padamastudayiti. Sakrita sakrit prasakta matropi sarvatmatve yadrichaya sarva papa vinirmukta shivaloke mahiyate. Now this is a Palasuti type of a thing. Even he, the one who has understood the Kevala Baba, who by chance that, but once cherishes the notion that he is the self in all, that Jiva is released of all the sins, and Shivaloke Mahiyate. Shivaloka means here he is talking about the Paramashiva or the Ishvara Shiva. But look at the water point of view from where we discussed about it. The punya and papa, or the good and the bad in the water, was it really of the water? Because when it evaporated, it didn't take it along with that dirt or the good. Suppose somebody had a good perfumed bath in that with a good soap, so the water should have got a good perfume. Or somebody washed away his animal, so there might be a dirt in it. But water by itself has never got contaminated from its own nature. The water appears to be contaminated because of the presence of the goodness and the badness of the additives or the mixtures which have gone into the water. But when water evaporates, there is nothing which the water carries along with it. And that Shivaloke, in the pure loka, Shiva means Mangalam or pure. Shivaloke, in that state of purity, Mahiyate, it becomes well known that water is always pure. Same way, Sarva Papa Vinirmuktaha, the Atma or that awareness which is functioning through all of us, when it gets detached from the body, you don't have to really die for detaching it yourself. With the intellect, we can know that reality, and when you do not identify with the Panchakoshas or the Annamaya, Manomaya, Pranamaya, Vijnanamaya, Anandamaya Kosha, when it is not being identified, Kevalam Satchidananda Swarupoham, that Satchidananda is my Swarupa, and never getting contaminated by Dukkhena na Papena. Neither by the Sukha or Dukkha or Punya or Papa is touching me. There is nothing which can touch me. I am the reason why the Punya and Papa is existing itself in the first place. Therefore, my existence is mandatory before. My existence, I am not talking about the ego. I am talking about that Sarveshwara. My existence or the awareness, the existence of the awareness is the reason why all things are existing. But I am never contaminated by the presence of everything. and everything comes into life or it comes into existence due to my presence. So therefore, that Shiva Kevalata Baba, when you are identifying it, he becomes Sarva Papa Vinirmukta. He becomes devoid of all the papas. And Shivaloke Mahyate, he is the one who releases in the state of purity or Shivaloka. Sarvatma Bhavana Yasya Paripakka Mahatmanaha Samsara Tarakaha Sakshat Saha Eva Parameshwara. Now he is saying who is a Parameshwara? That Mahatman, that person who has identified himself to be that Kevalam Bhava, Kaivalya Bhava, that mighty souled person being whose contemplation of the oneself in all being perfected, he is the very deliverer from samsara. Now he is the supreme himself. Now he is referring to the Dakshinamurthy who is giving the Upadesha here. Sarvatma Bhavana Yasya Parivakka Mahatmana. That Guru or that Mahatman who has become nurtured or by contemplation. Which type of contemplation? Sarvatma Bhavana Yasya. Due to the I am not the Atma of this body alone, but I am the Sarvatma, I am the Atma in everything. Then he becomes Samsara Tarakaha. The one who knows that the Taraka here means it releases Taranam from the word Samsara Moksha. He is big Sakshat. He is the one absolutely who can release everyone from the bondage of identification with the body, because we are identifying with the Jivatma. He who identifies with the Sarvatma, he only can take us out of the samsara. So therefore he is called as Samsara Tarakaha. Saha Sakshat. He is the indeed, and he is a Parameshwara. He is a Dakshinamurti. Yes, Sri Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye Namaidam Sri Dakshinamurtaye. So he is such a Dakshinamurti, or the Murti of the Dakshina or the knowledge. Idi Dakshinamurti Stotrartaka Pratibhatake Prabhande Manasollase Tritiyollasa Sasangraha. This is the end of the Tritiya thing. So that which we read, no? Yasyaiva Spuranam Sadatmagam Asatkalpartakam Vasade Sakshat Tattumasidi Veda Vachasa Yo Bodayasya Shiridan Yat Sakshat Karanat Bhave Na Punaravirtir Bhavambo Nitau Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye Namayidam Dakshinamurtaye. This has been now explained by the Manasollasa, by the Vartikakara. So this is that one Mahatmana who is saying that yet Dakshinamurti being explained that he is the one who is Paripakka, one who knows that Sarvatma Bhavana is the reality, not the Jivatmana. He can only the Samsara Taraka become the Samsara Taraka, and he is the Sakshat Parameshwara. He is in the form of Parameshwara. This is the thing. Then next class we will take the fourth one. Nana Chidra Gadodara Stida Maha Deepa Prabhavaswaram Jnanam Yasyatu Chakshuradikarana Dwara Bhagispandade Janamiti Tameva Bandam Anuvadi Sarmatam Jagat Tasmai Sri Gurumurtaye Namaidam Dakshinamurtaye. We will go into the detail. I'll just tell the meaning here. Nana Chidram, assuming a pot, Gadaha, which has got many holes in it. Udhara, Gadodhara, Gadodhara Stida Mahadeepa. And assuming there is a lamp inside the pot, belly of the pot, which has got many holes. Prabhabhaswaram, like how the light from that gada through the different holes is shining out. Jnanam here is not the knowledge here. Here the Ena Jnayate. So that is the one which is the knowledge nature. Chakshuradi Karana Dwara, through the holes of the eyes, Adi, Karanadi. Chakshuradi means Chakshushrotram kaho, Chakshushrotram, the thing is there, no? The Shabda Srupa Rasya Sparsha Gandha, all those sense organs of perception and sense organs of action. And Sharira is the tuk. The body is also having innumerable holes through which we perceive the touch sensation both inside and outside. Bahispandade means it is flowing outward. Spandade means vibrates or pulsates outside. Now here it is outside. Okay, this will detail in the next class. Therefore, janamiti. Actually, the contact is being made, the jhana which is inside, through the pores of the sense organs, and then janami iti. I am knowing is the feeling which gets tameva bandham anubhati sat yat samastam jagat. Only when this jnana, the lamp inside the pot is shining, the holes can radiate the rays of the sun, rays of the light. Same way, tameva bandham anubhati etat sarvattam jagat. Only when this knowledge, that jnanam here, atma jnanam, when the atma jnanam is present in the jiva, then the jagat is being lit by that jnanam. This is being explained by the Jnanamurti, Dakshinamurti, Sri Guru Murti, the form of a guru, which we will discuss in the next class in detail. Any questions?
No, Ji.
Mahodaya Tatra Tattvam Asi. So here they are saying that it indicates just as it is that thou art. Laukika Vyavahare, it's also used as you are that. Right?
Yes.
And Tatra Arthaha Bhinnaha Eva.
No,
it will change with that.
In the sense that, suppose you are the teacher, somebody is saying you are the teacher. Okay. Now, it is like that teacher you are. Because the definition of that has not been understood. So that teacher, the teacher is a kriya or an action which is being done by the body and the mouth and the eyes and the functions of the body. You are teaching that. Okay. Now when you are teaching that, if you have the feeling that I am the teacher who is teaching it, then it is the jiva which is teaching it. Because like we said, the identification with the body, you are fat, thin, dark, white, location, whatever the ethnicity, all those things are of the body. Even the activity, punya papa, I am the varnashrama, I am the brahmachari, grihastha or vanaprastha. Now assume that you are a student or a teacher or a family man, you are a judge, or all those things are all basically names and functions given based on the body activity. But does that body activity by itself can function without the essence of Atma within the body?
Right.
It cannot.
Yeah.
So it is like that. The car may be a Rolls Royce or a Jaguar, but if there is no fuel in it, it is a showpiece only. No functionality for it.
Can you go back to that shloka Mahodaya where it talks about Tattvamasi?
Which one are you referring to? There are 2-3 places where it is coming.
The one where that you covered today. So my question is, when we say that thou art and when we say you are that, there is a difference.
What is the difference? You explain to me.
That's why I need the shloka where we covered it. Okay, I'm looking here too. I think it is that the sentence that thou art does not enjoin the contemplating of Jiva as Ishvara or vice versa. Because there is no word or particle in the passage. Did we cover that today? Or?
Yeah, Eka Lakshana Eka Raktam Vakyena Pradipadyate Tasmad eka prakashatvam sarvatvam iti stidam. That's the what in that. The unity of the two being and the essential nature is being taught by the scripture, that Tattvamasi. Hence the truth of one light is the self in all. Are you referring to this sloka?
That is where, okay, so unity of the two beings as one in their essential nature is taught by the scriptural text that thou art, hence the truth that, okay. There is another instance of this in 24 actually. I think I was reading that yesterday. So the sentence that thou art, okay.
Na upasana param vakyam pratima svi buddhivat pratima isha buddhivat pratimasu isha buddhivat na vaipacharikam vakyam rajavat rajapurushe is the 24th sloka. Are you referring to that?
Yeah, I think what I want to say is when we say that thou art, that is shining through everything, and the perspective will change when we look at it that way, is what I'm saying. It's like there is a quote that I read, you are not a drop in the ocean but the ocean in a drop. The perspective changes, the understanding changes. So when that is shining through you is different than you are that, is what my
right. See, it depends upon which way you are looking at it. If you are identifying with the body, then the statement that when you are that is difficult to comprehend.
That's what. That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, but if you are identifying with the awareness as your reality, then it is easy to understand that it is the same awareness which is there in every one of us.
It is the same.
There is no difference.
Yeah. Yes, it is the same, but depending on...
That time it is Tattvamasi, that Tat is what? Tat is not talking about something which is outside you.
Awareness is Tat.
No, awareness as a whole Satchidananda Swarupa is the Tat. And Tvam is that Satchidananda only. Which you
so Tvam is not qualified?
Which you till now is thinking that you are the Panchakosha, limited by that. Due to various associations of the Panchakosha.
Tvam does not refer to the awareness plus the ego?
No. There is no ego separate. Even with the physical body, ego, everything is to be thrown out.
No, I understand that. What I mean is, as long as we are thinking we are the body, to tell those who are still in that misconception, so then at that point, that does not become you, as in you who are thinking you are the body, which is due to the ego, which is also imaginary because it doesn't exist in reality. So that, meaning awareness, you are you with the body, who is in the misconception that you are the body. That is it. Is it also that way? I mean, is this meant to mean different things at different stages?
This is depending upon where you are associating yourself. Now, it is if you think that it is the ego which is thinking that I am the Atman, then you have not understood it in the right sense. You are even aware of the ego or the individuality. I am not talking about the egoism. Okay, the ego means the individuality here. You are aware of the individuality as awareness, in awareness.
Mm-hmm.
But awareness, you have the knowledge that it is not related to the individuality, because even when the individuality also merged in its pristine state in the deep sleep where you did not know your individuality of existence, you had a pratyabhijna or a memory when you woke up to say that I had a good sleep.
Right. But what is this Vakya? It's supposed to. What is their intention in this Vakya?
Intention is that you are limiting by ignorance yourself. It is the same space everywhere. If you are thinking that you are occupying some space for your existence, you are confusing yourself as a limited because of your association with the upadhi, which is limiting the space.
So that is what I was asking. If they refer to Tvam as the upadhi.
Yeah, Tvam is the upadhi avachinna jnanam.
That's what
Upadhi avachinna means limited by the body, expressing through the body, the awareness which is being felt through the body.
Right.
Is being seen as the awareness of the body or through the body. That is not a reality. That is because you are associating with the body.
Okay.
But the awareness or the knowledge of the knowledge which is functioning through the body can never be limited to the instrument through which is.
Right.
Right?
Yes. Yeah. So that way, that is what. So that Tvam upadhi asi. Okay, that's what I was asking. So that, yeah.
So upadhi vinirmuktatvam tadasi. That is the one which is not delimited by the five sheets of the identity of the individual is that which is the Satchidananda Swarupa.
Okay, yeah.
No, if you really that Madhukya lectures you should listen if you are getting time, because it is getting explained much more in that Ekatma Pratyasaram Prapanjopashamam Chandam Shivam Advaitam Chaturtam Manyante Saatma Savijneyaha. The seventh.
Okay. I will do that. One more question, Modaya, that where they say that person who cherishes, even in like are they referring to the experiencing or just understanding of the reality?
See,
for him,
through the body you can only understand it, but you have a understanding which is not limited by the body. It is just like that. See, when you are watching the space through a telescope, okay, when you are watching the space through the telescope, especially assuming that you have gone into a what you call the planetarium type of a situation, if you had been to one, you will feel as if you are thrown into space.
Yes.
That even though you are looking through a telescope or the limitation of the planetarium, your experience of the vastness of the space is a real knowledge. But you are knowing it only through the conditions of the instrument. Same way, we can only fathom with our intellect to that extent that there is this limitation is not real, is only what we can understand, because the other one is unfathomable.
Yes.
So when you are able to detach from this limitation of the fathomable intellectual apprehension or knowledge or cognition, whatever awareness, whatever you want to call it. It is not that I am the limited one makes you the unlimited, the infinite. But infinite being infinite, it cannot be comprehended.
Yes. Shloka number 37, Mahodaya, is what I just looked it up. Shloka number 37.
Sakrit prasakta matropi sarvatmatve yadrichaya sarva papa vinirmuktaha shivaloke mahiyate.
So there they mean
Sakrit,
even...
yeah.
Go ahead, sorry.
No, even he who by chance, but one cherishes the notion that he is the self in all. The notion, please understand that.
Yeah.
That he is the self in all, is free from all sins and adorned in the way. This is exactly what we say. We say that, Savitneyaha, when in the Santokya mantra, when it says that, Ekatma pratyasaram prapanchopashamam shantam shivam advaitam sa atma. Sa atma savitneyaha. That atma should be comprehended or understood as what? That the indicative words, like Tadastha Lakshana Vachavas, which was told, that branch of the moon being in the branch of a tree being used to indicate the moon. Same way, the awareness which is reflecting in our intellect is the same awareness which is the awareness of everything without any limitation of the intellect. Because of limitation of the intellect, we are not able to know everything.
Yes. When they say, Mahodaya, there that even he who by chance but once cherishes the notion, so there do they mean that even if someone did not actually experience or haven't experienced it yet, but understands what the reality is that what they mean?
No. Even he will understand that even now what I am experiencing is that only. There is nothing new to going to experience.
Just in the understanding, but not in experience, meaning not that awakening to be the awareness itself, but even understanding that.
You have to understand that the nature of reality is nitya, shuddha, mukta, bodha svabhava. Nitya means eternal. So, it has to be present all the time. Even this very moment, that is the reality. Therefore, it is Nitya. So, if there is an expectation or something else will happen, then you are not giving the quality of Nitya for it, because that becomes a Janakam. Janya Janaka Bhava. And what is yet Janakam, Tat Nashyam. Because there is a beginning for it, so therefore there will be an end to it.
So what are the saying there in the shloka then, by saying so?
By saying so, he is removing his limitation, which is a Janya Janaka. The uniform, when you remove, you are no more a policeman, is an awareness which dawns on a policeman when he comes home. Right? Same way, I am the limited by the body, and the experiences of my body are the reason why my experiences or my awarenesses are limited due to the limitation of my upadhis or instruments. That notion goes away. And once that goes away, he realizes that there is only what is that called awareness, the upadhi or the notion which I am having a body is all not permanent, it is all transient depending upon the which state of awareness I am in. If I am waking, I have a waker body. If I am a dreamer, I am a dreamer body. If I am a deep sleeper, I have a deep sleeper body. But I know the one who is going through all the three changes, therefore I am separate from that. and I am separate from that only when they three are real and experienced. When they are not real, the experiences are not real, even the witness goes away.
Right. But what is said there, similar to that I've read and heard in other places too, that's why I was asking. So that once that state is reached where you realize the reality, that you don't fall back into the Maya again.
No, this is where the mistake is being taken by most of the people who are, explaining it without properly understanding. They are talking not wrong, but they are giving a, mistaken gesture in the process. There is nothing which is going to happen as a special experience. If it is something special, it has got a beginning. Whatever has a beginning has an end. This very moment, if it is there because it is permanent and eternal. A thing which is permanent and eternal can never be separated out of this very moment. Even in this very moment, it has to be there.
Right. Yes.
So, at this moment also, what we are experiencing is because of that only. The experiences or the knowledge and awareness, everything is that only. But when we associate through our pancha body, pancha kosha, viveka, and association with the body, we limit ourselves to the body. That is what is called the dehatma buddhi. Are we the deha? No. We discussed that in detail in Aprokshanubhuti.
No, I understand that.
Deha.
Yeah.
Right.
But then I don't understand why it is said that way there. Here, in this explanation.
Yeah, he by chance, but once cherishes the notion, because that cherishing of the notion is the reality. What he has been cherishing now as the bodily, embodied, limited self is the unreality. But it is very difficult to detach from the limited jiva bhava. So by chance, if somebody is able to do that,
I see. Okay. Okay. Yeah. So by chance, but once. Okay. So by chance it happens, but that it's not by chance actually. It has to build on itself.
It is by chance in the sense that even Upanishad says that to him only the Atma will show itself.
Yes. Yeah. I was hearing that the other day. We read that. Yeah.
Yes.
It is the Atma will decide when to reveal itself.
When to shine by itself.
When to shine. Yeah. Until then, it does not happen. True. Okay. Yeah. Now I see it in a different light. Yeah. Dhanyavada Modaya.
Okay. Thank you. Hari Om. Om Purnamada Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vashishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namah. Hari Om. Dhanyavada. Namaskara.